power, betrayal, and family drama. No, this isn't an episode of Game of Thrones. This is the British royal family. From Henry VIII's brutal court rivalries to the modern-day split between Prince Harry and Prince William, royal feuds have shaped history. So let's dive into the most infamous royal rifts. Brace yourselves because it gets messy. First up, the OG royal troublemaker, Henry VIII. This guy wasn't just famous for his 6 wives, he was also an expert at making enemies. His biggest feud with his own closest advisor, Thomas More, who refused to support Henry's break from the Catholic Church. And how did Henry handle it? Off with his head, but that's not all. Henry also turned against Anne Boleyn, the very woman he changed history for, accusing her of treason, and you guessed it, execution. If ghosting had existed back then, Henry would have taken it to a whole new level. Fast forward a few decades and we have another brutal family rivalry. Elizabeth and her cousin Mary, Queen of Scots. Mary thought she had a stronger claim to the English throne, and Elizabeth, well, she wasn't having it. Long story short, Elizabeth kept Mary locked up for nearly 20 years before finally having her executed. Talk about cutting off toxic family members. Now, if you thought your family had problems, let me introduce you to King George IV and his son, the future William IV. George IV was a party-loving king who hated his own son so much that he tried to block him from getting any royal power. This was less of a father-son relationship and more of a live-action soap opera. Even in the 20th century, royal feuds didn't stop. Queen Elizabeth II and her younger sister, Princess Margaret, had a complicated relationship. Margaret was the rebellious, glamorous royal who wanted to marry the love of her life, a divorced man. But Elizabeth, bound by royal duty, had to say no because of tradition. It created a lifelong tension between the sisters, with Margaret forever seen as the wild child of the family. And now, the feud that everyone has an opinion on, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle versus the rest of the royal family. Harry and Meghan's decision to step back from royal duties in 2020 sent shockwaves through the monarchy. From their bombshell Oprah interview to Harry's tell-all book Spare, it's been a royal drama like never before. Accusations of neglect, racism and betrayal have left the world divided. Team royal family or Team Sussex? You decide. So what does all this tell us? That royal feuds are nothing new. From Henry VIII's brutal politics to the modern-day family fallout, the British monarchy has always been a battleground of power, betrayal and scandal. But here's the real question. Will the House of Windsor ever find peace? Or is another royal feud just around the corner? Let us know what you think in the comments. If you loved this dive into royal drama, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon for more hidden truths from history. Until next time, keep uncovering the